Hello guys, Bricklicker and Eldorado Fortress is here, so stay tuned to find out more. If you do enjoy the video, why not like the video as well as subscribe and turn on notifications, but let's get into it. So today, after months of waiting, we finally have images of the LEGO Pirates set for 2023, and this one looks pretty impressive, sporting that classic box style. And if you haven't known the details, it's going to be set number 10320, titled Eldorado Fortress, a remake of the original Eldorado Fortress from the 1980s. It's going to be coming in with a retail price of $215, which seems fairly priced given the set is going to contain 2,509 pieces. It should be launching in just a few weeks' time on July 4th, 2023. And as I mentioned before, this one is an updated remake to the original Eldorado Fortress, similar to last year how they did an updated version of the Lion Knight's castle for the 90th anniversary. This one, LEGO have kept pretty similar to the original model, but also added in some modularity functions, but it's having different sections which you can change and combine to give you a set a different look depending on how you want to display it. And the back of the box is just the same, giving off that classic vibe. We can see that there is going to be a little candle and also a map as a little area. You can display some minifigures. There is also going to be a trapdoor where minifigures can fall down. We can see that on the back. Then also basically a landing deck for when the boat comes into the harbour. So they have incorporated quite a few different play features into a set, even though this is meant to be an adult's display set. And like I said, the set can be displayed closed up like you see it on the front of the box, or you can have it as a much wider display with the fortress in a few different parts and then also the ships. And so there's so many details that they've managed to pack into this one, and we are getting lots of minifigures in this one and some updated versions as well. So in terms of the minifigures, we are going to be getting 8 total in this set. These will include 6 imperial soldiers and 2 pirates. We can have a look at the imperials in some of the pictures. They all look to have a similar torso print, but then all of them have a different facial expression, and then different ones have different head accessories. I presume they'll all have the same legs as well. There's some amazing hat printing on one of them as well. Just really good. And then on top of that, we have the 2 pirates. Nothing too special with the pirates, but of course you need them to create the display piece to go against the imperials. They also have some other kind of side characters like a skeleton, also the monkey, which is using the new mold from City, not the old original one, also a parrot and a crab. And then like I said, with that function how you can basically take it apart and display it in different ways, it looks like this is done via Technic pins, so you completely take it apart rather than on hinges. Then we basically have 3 main sections, which can be the case when you've taken it all apart. We do have the imperial's boat as well, which is using some fabric sails, and that can basically go up against the pirates, and the pirates also have a small little wooden boat as well. And then there is going to be that printing, like I say, of the 2 anchors and the crown for the imperials, which looks amazing on those printed fabric sails. And then one part of the fortress has the crane, which we did see in the original submission. This one a lot more beefed up though. Then it looks to be a treasure chest, which is lifting up with some chains, so that was good. Then in the center you have the main fortress itself with the flag, also the gates and the slope. You will notice compared to the original one, LEGO haven't used a raised base plate, which was expected, but instead it uses a lot of plates and different angles. And there is a different kind of boarding deck with a little bit of a dinner area going on with some food on that one. But if you don't want to display it kind of in that long direction, you can put it all together and have the completed classic look base plate for Eldorado Fortress, and then you can have the 2 boats in front of it. So a lot of display options, which I think are really good. And it's really interesting how they've kind of utilized a lot of original parts from the set, like the palm tree leaves, also the original cannons, to give it really that nostalgic feel. And if we actually look at the original one, you'll probably notice it is pretty similar, given this one is a straight remake, a lot more original than the Lion Knight's castle to the original version. And given this one has just basically been beefed up in size, it's a shame we don't get the raised base plates, but if you look how they've done the raised slope, they've used some amazing tiles and also stud techniques. I think that one looks really polished, and they've gone with a similar box art with that classic LEGO strip, and then just that vintage style for the box design. I think it's good how LEGO managed to basically bring this one into the modern era, but are also capturing all the little details which we saw in the original model. So in itself is a great pirate set, but then also for people who grew up with that original set, this one will then be a great one. And then if you compare it to the box style for the Lion Knight's castle, it feels a bit more better than the Lion Knights. You've got that similar background which we saw in the 1980s with the boxes. I love how they got the different scenes plastered across the box at different angles, and when you just look at this thing in lifestyle photos of it, especially closed up, it is going to be a pretty substantial model, so I'm sure people are going to enjoy this one. There's going to be loads of different ways to pose your minifigures, so it is basically a play set as well. In terms of actual minifigure accessories, there is a big long list I'll leave on screen now if you want to pause and read out, but we're going to get working cannons, a treasure map, chests, barrels, sacks, muskets, swords, bowls, goblets, bottles, lanterns, prison keys, cooking pots, desk candles, and a quill pen. So there's loads of different accessories that minifigures are going to be using in this set, and those will basically fit wherever you decide to display this one. And actually we look in the lifestyle image where they have it displayed kind of fully out. The dimensions of that will be 20 centimeters high, 70 centimeters wide, and about 24 centimeters deep. So imagine the close-up version will be around about 35 centimeters wide, but we don't have exact kind of dimensions for that one. So either way, you're not going to need a huge amount of display if you're going to basically display it closed up, but if you want it displayed wide, you are going to need almost a meter in length to display it, but it'll be well worth it, as I know a lot of people have been excited for this one. And I think maybe more minifigures would have been nice, maybe some more pirates, but I get the set is at that $215 price point, and it is good value given the prices these days, coming in with 2,509 pieces. So 8 minifigures are pretty good, and it is the Imperials 4 after all, so it makes sense to have 7 of those. Maybe an extra 1 or 2 pirates would have been good, and I think the extra edition of the Imperial ship is basically a nice surprise, as we didn't really expect to get that in the set, as I don't think it was featured in the original submission, so it's basically nice to get both of those. And like I keep saying, this one just will be a great display model, and it is going to be launching on July 4th, so there will be no early access on July 1st. You'll have to be there at the store basically on July 4th to pick this one up, which I'm sure will be a sellout, as the hype around this one, people have just been asking about it for weeks. And then brand new printing for the minifigures is great. Also, they've gone with some really great facial expressions for the minifigures. I presume that it'll be like it's a different, basically loads of different characters which they've gone presented through those different facial expressions. Also, some of them have hair within the cap, so they've really gone and given us a diverse major minifigures to display this one. And also nice to get fabric sales, which you don't get those all too often at the moment, especially when they are printed as well. And I just love how this one looks. I think this one will just be a great seller. Like the crane looks good with the treasure chest, and just the way they've done all the functionalities and the way you can display it in different ways is great. And I'm sure people who had the original set, when you're looking at these images, you'll be able to spot loads of different details, what you like about this one, and basically things you've updated from the classic. So let me know down in the comments below, will you picking this one up or will you not? I think definitely people who bought the Lion Knights Castle last year and thought that was popular will be buying this one. And it is nice that they're doing an old remake of a set a little bit cheaper. I think the Lion Knights Castle was $350. This one coming in at $215. Of course expensive, but still a pretty good value for what you're actually getting. I presume the UK price will be around about £190. The official reveal will probably be in still a week or so. These are just the first images, which is why we haven't got really good close-up images of the minifigures yet. But there is some more minifigures images, I presume, within the next few weeks when LEGO reveal this one ahead of its sale on July 4th. This set will also be coming under the LEGO Icons line, but of course, if you don't like this one, we still have the amazing Concorde set coming in the next few months, also the Corvette, then we'll have the Winter Village set coming later this year. So if you're not a fan of this one, there is a few LEGO Icon sets still to come, and of course, so many 18 plus sets are in the works. So if you want some more licensed sets like Avengers Tower or the Uses Venator, and this set isn't for you, those are definitely coming. So I'll link that video up above. You can press that one where you can get a complete overview of all the 18 plus sets coming up within the next few months. So yeah, as you can tell, I'm very excited about this one. There's loads of different details. It's such a good display model. Great minifigures, just overall a great set, a decent size for the price. Good value in terms of 2023 prices. But comment down below, are you excited for this one? Are you going to be picking this one up? Like video, subscribe, and turn notifications, more LEGO videos and LEGO news videos. Watch any of the videos on screen now. Remember guys, keep clicking and bricking. I'll see you all later guys. Bye bye.